Here we are, another crew podcast, the final one of season 14. That's producer Brad.
Hello.
Executive producer Brad.
Thank you. Get it right.
Associate producer Alana.
Yep.
First time on the podcast.
First appearance.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Thanks for dressing up for us.
You too, thank you.
I'm Graham. So while we are starting this podcast laughing, this was without question the most emotionally grueling filming I've ever been a part of. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think in terms of topics and what we knew we were going to get into, I think it was for sure the heaviest. We've seen a lot of emotion from guests on previous shoots, in previous interviews, but nothing that amounted to like the gravity and like how serious these stories were in combination with how much it spanned the interview, if that makes sense.
And Alana, this was your first filming you've been on site for, and if I remember correctly, you were crying in a corner.
I was, yeah. I was on her staircase because there wasn't enough room for me to be downstairs, and I was bringing out my tissues and crying. It's hard to hear. And I think after talking to the crew too, I think we were all a little teary-eyed and amazed of her story because it's very inspiring.
Yeah, I had to apologize after the shoot to Mario because I was such an ass to him the morning when I met up with both of you guys at the Holiday Inn we were staying at in Champaign, Illinois. I just for days had been in an awful mood knowing that, you know, Oksana, who has overcome certainly more than anybody we've profiled before.
For sure.
Yeah.
To achieve her dreams. The best way to tell her story is to ask her about some of the key moments, and you feel like you're, you know, almost forcing a trauma victim to relive their trauma. So the idea of that was just, you know, awful to me. Now, you know, I think there's a lot of people can get inspired and motivated and learn from her story, so there's good you can do in it, but it doesn't make you feel any better to be the one asking about it. So, you know, once we were through that, it like just dawned on me how like awful I was to Mario on the ride over. And I think you can probably see if you watch some of the BTS video when we're in the car driving over, I'm just like out of it.
Thought I was driving with you guys, yo.
Would you have preferred that?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we could have done that.
Well, too late now.
Yeah, we can ask. Mario, was Graham an ass to you?
Oh, I didn't even
Mario
realize
nods,
you were right
Mario
there.
nods, yes.
What stands out to each of you guys from this filming?
I had a feeling going in that this was like going to be the most inspirational person maybe we've ever talked to on the show. I mean, a lot of guests have overcome all kinds of things, and it just felt like hearing Oksana talk, you would really kind of understand or try. I mean, I'm in no way, I can never relate to what she went through. I don't think anybody can, but like hearing her talk and hearing her story, I came away from that interview thinking like she was hands down the most inspirational person we've ever had on the show. Just the amount she's overcome, and then not only that, but then the successes she's had. The most decorated U.S. Winter Paralympian of all time, like that's incredible.
I mean, I remember here in October when her name was brought up and around our office of doing the research and pitching her and kind of, you know, bringing her up in conversation, and then finally getting to meet her and, you know, hear her story live was pretty cool for me.
I came away from the taping feeling like she was glad she did it and that she started to trust us throughout the process.
People you talk to and people you've interviewed, I'm like, holy shit, why me? Like, what the heck? This
Oh, come
makes
on.
no sense at all. And it's just, it's an absolute honor, and especially since you've been doing this since you were 8 years old, holy moly.
She ended up sharing more than she had told before on some of her most sensitive topics, you know, notably on the tattoo front and the meaning behind some of them.
I have the bigger one is a rose, and it's like a live rose, and it's fading into a burnt up black and white dead rose. But like the quote I kept on it is, "A rose is still and always will be a rose," and it goes right over a scar that was I don't even a scar that happened right before my mom came to get me, but it was from one of the nights when I was fighting back from one of the guys in the upstairs room, and he cut me with a knife, and I just felt like my whole body was covered in scars, and scars that were either inflicted on me or from surgeries or just forms of different methods to punish people. And I felt like my story was written for me on my body.
I thought from the get-go, she's so bubbly and so nice that it's like, once again, having been through what she's been through, to still come out of that and like just be as literally one of the friendliest people I think we've ever had on the show, one of the most positive people we've ever had.
And some clarity here, Cliff Notes, you know, all sorts of health issues and, you know, organs and extremities messed up because of being born to a mother that was poisoned from the Chernobyl disaster. Her parents gave her up. She was in a Ukrainian orphanage, which she called like an underground brothel, was raped repeatedly from the time she was a kid on. Later had to have not one but both legs amputated, and on and on and on. I mean, you can go down the list of like every reason under the sun for somebody to just give up, and yet, you know, she kept on going and has, without question, made the most of her talent. So I just wanted to kind of give a little clarity on some of the stuff she'd been through as we're talking about this in kind of generalities.
Well, I think too, putting her through that and making her relive some of those experiences, for me, if we can kind of, at least I'm going to transition here, at least momentarily, to the Humane Society. It felt really good to bring her into that.
It felt horrible. Her mom's going to end up having to watch a pet because of you.
We can get to that part of it. I felt good about going over there because she, on several occasions, when you guys are with the puppies, adorable by the way, she was saying like, this is heaven, this is the best day ever. So it just felt good to be able to do that for somebody when 2 hours before that, she was reliving her darkest days. So for me, you don't always get to do that where it's something that positive on a shoot, that adorable.
Are these adoptable? Yeah. Oh my God! Wow, why do I smell? Why are they on me?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, they're like, oh, I know she's the weak one. She's gonna get us a home.
However,
her mom's gonna hate you for life.
Her mom's gonna hate us because
what was the one thing her mom asked when she found out about this?
Don't let Oksana come away from there with a dog. And not only was I thinking she was gonna come away with a dog, but she also joked about getting two, in part because something you said, you're like, I think he needs a friend. And then she's like, yes, she's talking to her fiance, Aaron, on the phone, like, yes, we need two. So that would have been partially your fault. I was surprised she didn't come.
My favorite moment is when she called Aaron on the phone.
Yeah,
and was FaceTiming him, and he's like, I would take a dog.
Oh, Aaron, this is not the time to not pick up because I will come home with all of them.
I think that's what it...
Guess where I'm at? Well, this is Graham.
Oh my God.
What kind of animals have you wanted?
This is not... I would take any one of those dogs without even question, but...
You guys heard it here. Everyone heard it. Everyone...
That's just not being right now.
As the dogs are like pissing and shitting all over
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Were you nervous about that? Like did you think about that when you were
What?
like stepping into
They're
the?
relieving themselves everywhere.
Oh, that was peeing laying down, Sunny.
Oh.
Well, they're well hydrated.
I definitely got some. I mean, because you're touching the dogs, and the dogs are like rolling around in the stuff, and I could smell it on my clothes at the end of the day. The nice smell of warm urine.
Ah, nothing like it.
Yeah.
So, how we found out about her, or at least how I found out about her, was through our shared sponsor in Toyota. Toyota's a sponsor of Oksana's, a sponsor of the U.S. Paralympic program, you know, sponsor of our show. And so that was how we got connected to Oksana. Like, super grateful that we got connected, because while, you know, her name might not be, you know, Serena Williams or Messi in terms of global name recognition, I mean, the story quality dwarfs theirs. Hopefully it will resonate with folks and, you know, be something cool that we can put out there leading up to the Paralympic Games.
How was the coffee she made for you?
I not had coffee much, but I thought it was really tasty. She's like really into coffee.
The mugs on her wall, all of the different like coffee machines that
And she had one in her car, didn't
and
she?
she had one in
Yeah.
her car that she removed
For the filming.
Yeah.
because she was like embarrassed, or she didn't want
Yeah.
like it to be in there because it'd be in the way, or because she was embarrassed, or a combination of the two.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of anybody having a coffee machine in their car. And she drinks at all hours of the day, too. Like
Right.
I don't drink coffee at all.
I don't drink coffee at all either.
So like I'm so out of touch for what that looks like. I guess for her it's like water.
Right.
And that's, if you drank coffee, you probably wouldn't have to eat as much sugar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. For Alana and Brad,
great way to end.
I'm Graham. We'll see you next time.
Sugar's way better.
Sugar is way better.